It's Morning Joe and the Pro. I'm the Prez. We've got two children with us today. Drew Martin from Sports Memo and Kyle, going under the worst handicapping name in history of the world, MrUFCVegas, even though he lives in Chicago.
We'll change it. We're going to make a change.
Let's see, what is that? Like, we're going to make a change. What song is that?
Can we play a song or no? We can't play a song?
Well, we can once I actually unlazy myself and find out what songs on YouTube I'm allowed to play. Anyway, boys, I know it's almost your bedtime, 1 p.m., but I'm excited to have you both. Kyle, I'm not loving your shirt. It's a little bit...
Let's talk sports. Let's talk sports, not my shirt.
No, I care about you, Kyle. When you're as handsome as you, I want to be there. I want to help. I like the side part, dude. I feel like you really combed that side. I mean, that... Bend down, dude. Is there one? No, look, that's hardcore, dude. There's not one strand out of place. Did you do your nose hairs?
No. What's under there? Anything?
No.
All right.
Drew.
Yo, Lawrence, what's up, man? I like that hair.
Yeah, Drew. With no disrespect, if I were you, it's just time to shave it all, brother.
Ah, man, I'm just, I will one day, but I'm more concerned about my beard, man. I don't know if it's showing on camera, but
it looks really good, dude. I feel like you guys are two handsome men, and it's an honor and privilege to be with both of you, old enough to be my children, and that's so.
I'll take it.
So Drew, Kyle, Drew, neither of you have met. Kyle is our resident UFC expert, and we've got a big UFC card up on Saturday, and Kyle's got some plays. We'll talk about it towards the end of the show. And Drew, you can always catch at sportsmemo.com, one of our best handicappers there. We've got promos for both of you today. But what I want to do today is I want to talk to Drew first while we all gaze into Kyle's eyes. And then we'll speak to Kyle while we admire Drew in his baby blue shirt.
Thank you. I didn't know which way to go with, this is my first time doing this. I see Kyle's got the hair going. This shirt's all right, man. I mean, the stripes, it comes off all right on camera. Probably better in person.
It is.
Your shirt, man. What about your shirt, bro?
Well, my shirt shows the pecs, though. Look at that, hey, Kyle. Look at the pecs. Woo! Woo!
Good. It's good.
Anyway, some people hate when we ramble and don't get into the show. So for them, let's keep rambling.
Yeah. Let's talk about random stuff.
I'm watching Narcos Mexico.
Oh, it's great.
Oh my! Right? What? Are you done it? Are you finished?
No. I'm through like the first 2 episodes, and I just had to stop because I got to wait until football season's over, man.
It's so good. It's so good, but I'm halfway through. I think I'm like a third through episode 4. I am loving it. Drew, you look like an Ozark type of a guy.
What exactly is an Ozark type of a guy?
I don't know, man. It's like if a person wears a polo shirt, they're clearly slightly boring, and that show was very boring. Kyle looks like a Spartacus kind of a guy.
That's a compliment, right? That's a good thing?
Oh, that was one of my favorite shows of all time.
I'll take it.
Like, are you kidding, man? That was like aggression, violence, sex. Even though I don't like your shirt.
300 the movie was good. 300 the movie.
You got to check out Spartacus. Drew, yeah, I'm loving Narcos Mexico, but I'll tell you, season 3 of Narcos to me was the best one so far with the Cali cartel.
I skipped season 3. I just went season 1, season 2, and then I saw season 4. So I got to go back again after football season, man. Just too much on the plate right now.
No, season 3 was incredible, and I'm also on book 12 of the Mitch Rapp series. I'm a huge reader, guys. Like, I probably read close to 2 hours a day. I love it. I can't get enough reading. I know you youngins don't know. There's bookstores. They're like about this thick. They have pages. We lost Kyle. Where'd you go, Kyle? Oh, there he is. Phew. Okay, Drew, let's get into it, brother. Let's talk a little bit about college football. Tell us quickly how you're doing in some sports this season, and then let's take apart one of the games.
Well, I would say college basketball and college football are my two kind of sports that I go to as far as personally investing the most in. College football, up and down. I believe a little bit up on the year, so that's always a good thing in the green, but definitely nothing to brag about. And as far as this weekend, we got championship weekend, Prez. I don't know if you're a big college football
Of course.
guy. Okay. All right. Good stuff. We got, 6 rematches. So it creates kind of a different handicapping dynamic because, you got Memphis, UCF. That's a tricky handicap.
Especially with the quarterback out.
Absolutely. Did you see Bet Online opened at UCF -10? Now it's at -3. You never see that this late in the season.
Yeah, it's actually amazing. But, I mean, that just shows you how good their quarterback is. Give us a free pick for Saturday. Oh, I think we're having a little hiccup, but we're going to keep going. So give us What just happened? Drew,
Okay.
Where are you?
I think I was losing you. I don't know if it was on your side or my side.
Okay, well, that's okay. You're back now. Give us a free pick for Saturday.
I think it's a buy low opportunity on UCF. Daryl Mack, the redshirt freshman, 6'3", 220, kind of a young guy here. He's 2-0 in the significant time he's played, East Carolina and USF this past week. Memphis defense giving up 5.4 yards per play. Not very good. A lot of people will concentrate the mainstream media on UCF's defense not being very good. Down the stretch, they've actually stepped it up against quality competition in Cincinnati and USF, 2 bowl teams. They've brought in their yards per play down to 5.2. So I think it's, sitting here at -3 at home, UCF in the bounce house. I believe it's the craziest G5 environment there is. They were -4.5 with Mackenzie Milton on the road in Memphis. So I think we're actually getting value on UCF. It's a contrarian pick here, obviously. Most of the people are going to be on Memphis, but I think more talent, even better coaching. Norville, I think, is kind of on the coaching search to get a better job there from Memphis. I don't think a lot of people are realizing that. So I think UCF -3 is a great play. I've bet it personally here, Prez.
Well, yesterday I had Smokin' Dave Koken on the show with me, and I actually gave out UCF as a free pick. And it was -3 yesterday, but there's obviously some smart money coming in because we are seeing 3.5s all over the place. So, listeners, if you plan on betting UCF, do it today. Real quick, a promo code for you, Drew. Sorry. $19 for your Thursday, Friday, and Saturday card. Only $19 for 3 days of Drew Martin. Head over to sportsmemo.com and use the promo code DREW19. Drew, NFL this weekend, and I'll tell you, I'm still researching for Sunday. Like, I got six down on my short list. I'm going to get it down to 3 plays. Any games stand out to you right now?
I kind of like tonight's New Orleans game. I think the Saints are another buy low opportunity. Obviously, the favorite here, -7. The sharper books sitting at 7, some others at 7.5. So it makes me look towards the Saints. 52.5 the total. Saints 9 straight against the number wins. Dallas is 3 straight as well. But I don't think they've faced this type of competition that they're going to see tonight. We got, and of course, the quarterbacks. I'll take Drew Brees over Dak Prescott any day of the week. I don't even think it's close. Dallas, 25th in the NFL yards per game. Obviously, New Orleans, no matter what metric you want to look at offensively, near the top in all of them. I think we get the more talented team, the way better team. Yeah, it is on the road, 3 games in 11 days. I don't think that all matters as much as the market is bringing in here, Prez. I like Drew Brees and company and covering the 7.
No, and you know what? The interesting thing as well is that New Orleans, God, they're rushing D right now. I think 51 yards they're averaging, which is unheard of. Keeping teams to 51 yards on the ground, that is ridiculous. But it is slightly phony because most teams are playing from behind by the time the second quarter starts. But still, what an outstanding run defense. And I agree with you. I think New Orleans matches up well against Dallas, and there's no chance I'm getting into getting in front of the New Orleans train. Drew, we're going to come back to you and to talk one more NFL game for Sunday. But let's go to Kyle because he's basically just been nodding his head for the last 8 minutes.
Listen, I don't know. You're giving the 7 on tonight's game. You're feeling that way, or is this one of the you're up in the air still?
No, listen, I'm not actually betting tonight's game, but if I had to bet it, I would take New Orleans. There's just no way I'm getting in front of that train. And Kyle, you're going to be doing football at WagerTalk next year, which we're excited about. One of the reasons we're changing your stupid handicapping name. If you want to wade in on some NFL thoughts, please feel free.
Next show.
Okay, good. And we've also had some requests to see what your wife looks like. Oh, that was me. I requested that. Well, dude, if you're so handsome as a man, surely she's hot as hell.
Hey, I have a beautiful wife. I can't complain. I have a beautiful wife.
Okay. Well, next week we want an appearance from you. What's her name?
Joy.
Oh, what a joy. A pun. Okay, brother. Huge UFC card on Saturday night. It's a pay-per-view card.
It's not pay-per-view. Next Saturday's pay-per-view.
Oh, the following Saturday. Sorry, my bad. I was too busy admiring the guns.
You're at the gym. You're working out too much.
Dude, I haven't worked out in 10 days. And for a 49-year-old, that is hardcore. But today is chest and bicep day. That is the most manly day ever, dude. Like, are you kidding? Chest and bicep?
You feel real big.
That's when you walk out with a pump. Okay, dude, talk to us about the UFC card Saturday night.
Sure. So this Saturday is Fight Night 142. It's Junior Dos Santos versus Tai Tuivasa. You've got Dos Santos, who is an ex-champion, 19-5. He's fought the who's who of the division, and that's a name everybody's going to know. He is minus 150. And then you've got Tai Tuivasa, who's plus 135. Now, when you first look at this, I think the thing that sticks out, obviously, is Dos Santos. Again, the name brand. But if you go back to some of the fights that he's had, I mean, he had alternating wins and losses over his last 8 fights. Again, fighting some of the top guys. But again, he's losing and winning over the last 7 years. But his last fight, after a long layoff, he got knocked out in the first round against Stipe Miocic. And then he had a fight that was a crafted fight for him to come back and just dominate against Ivanov. This guy was debuting in the UFC. He fought very, very low-end guys, came into this fight, and really Dos Santos just jabbed him to death for the entire fight while Ivanov stood in front of him waiting to be hit. So it was a win for him, and it was a play as one of my best bet plays over the summer. It was definitely a play that I thought was good at Dos Santos at minus 180 against a guy who fought tomato cans basically his entire career. So it was a huge step up for him. But you look at Tuivasa, who's 10-0. He has got knockout power. He actually loses weight to come down into the heavyweight division. So he has boxing in his background. And the big thing that's going to stick out the most is that Junior Dos Santos hates being up against the cage. but always makes himself up against the cage. And that leaves a lot for him to be hit a lot to have exposure. So I really see that Tuivasa here, who's plus 135. I think there's a lot of value in him here. Dos Santos is on the way down. Plus, I like to throw this in there as well, is that since they've been doing these steroid testings, there has been a lot of change within Dos Santos' body, the way that he looks, and he was actually caught with some substance, and it didn't come to be. Maybe it was steroids, maybe it wasn't. So you can see the change in him, and he's also 100% at this point scared to exchange, to stand in the pocket and exchange, where back years ago, you really saw him out there firing. So he's running away from a lot of these exchanges, and Tuivasa is going to bring that pressure early. I think he's going to go out there. He's going to get the victory. So I am going to be playing Tai Tuivasa as my free play for this week.
Okay, I got to tell you, and Drew, you host a lot of podcasts over at Sports Memo. I think you're hosting a podcast every single day, right?
Yeah, Monday through Friday, pretty much every single day.
In all seriousness, have you heard a more professional delivery than that?
No, that was awesome. That makes me want to go bet it, especially the steroid angle, because I look for that kind of stuff, you know?
That was ridiculous,
great.
Right? I mean, that was like the John Oliver of sports handicapping. There wasn't an an ah, there wasn't a pause. The words were professionally used. Mr. UFC Vegas, worst name ever.
Again, the best bet plays for this year right now, 70% winner. And all of my best bet plays are at minus 190 and lower. Over my last 8 plays, I'm 6-2. And over those 6 wins, 4 of them were plus odds between plus 115 to plus 130 on my best bet play. So wanted to stick that in there as well.
Kyle, I got a full-on man crush on you. I'm laying it out there right now, flat out. Like,
great.
I cannot believe you. I feel like impotent as a host on this show with your delivery. Guys.
Is that it? It's going to be Mr. UFC Vegas and the pro?
Yeah, except we're changing your stupid name. Guys, Kyle's got a best bet up at WagerTalk.com. He's selling it for $25. We've actually made a bunch of sales today. I want to give our listeners a promo code for that. Use the promo code UFC5 and get his UFC card for only $5. If you don't think he knows what he's talking about, you're the idiot. UFC 5 at WagerTalk.com. Drew, back to you. Sunday NFL. I think this is the hardest card of the year for me personally. Any game jump out at you?
Yeah, I got to agree with you. I don't have a lot of volume on Sunday's card, Prez. I was concentrating more on the college card. I haven't gotten to this one, but I'm looking to be on the Miami Dolphins, kind of fading the Buffalo Bills on the road. They've struggled there. I know that they did win against the New York Jets, but I don't think much of the Jets at all. With Tannehill returning for the Dolphins, I thought they did look good against the Colts. They let it slip away. So seeing the -4s out there, I'd like to get it down to, with it opening, around 6, down to 4, hoping it can get to 3.5 or 3 and jump on board. But I am looking towards the Dolphins, Prez.
You know, on my presidential NFL report with Kelly that I tape on Tuesday, the most watched handicapping show in the world on YouTube. And people were disputing that. They were like, ESPN. I'm like, really, ESPN? We're talking about companies that sell picks. Obviously, my show is not as watched as ESPN, albeit it should be. If I had Kyle on every day, it might be. But we're talking about handicapping companies. We dwarf everybody else. And I gave out Miami as well, Drew, so I am totally with you on that. And it's not only a play on Miami, which I think is just a better team than Buffalo, but like what you were saying, it's a play against Buffalo as well. A lot of value there with Buffalo beating Jacksonville last week. They're just not really a good team. I won my hockey game last night. I am over 60% in the NHL season. I have a hockey play up tonight. I also have an NBA play up tonight at WagerTalk.com, and I'm 12-4 on the season. Guys, a real pleasure. Kyle, we're back to every Thursday having you. Drew, we're going to have you on once a week. A real pleasure, guys. Be well. Thanks so much, listeners. Keep commenting. You know I respond to almost every post. And we'll see you tomorrow with Marco D'Angelo, otherwise known as the big man. And I'm being very kind.
All right. Thanks for having me, Prez. Nice meeting you, Kyle. Best of luck with your bets, boys.
Later, guys. Thank you kindly.